while at the same time surrounding China militarily, building over 400 military bases surrounding China.
We need an enemy for all this money, and China's the perfect enemy.
I pity a country that would come up against us. We get better and better and better.
China's economy is slowing rapidly, thanks in part to U.S. sanctions. It's all going according to their plan. And China is getting desperate. And remember, desperate people do desperate things. Do you believe for a second, by the way, that China's going to sit back and take this? Of course not. If you listen to the neocons in Washington, it's China that's provoking the United States. And the United States building military bases on China's doorstep can lead to regime change, an overthrow of Xi Jinping and the installation of democracy. Here's neocon warmonger Bill Kristol.
A willingness to intervene to seek regime change is key to an American foreign policy that benefits America. I think this is correct. I think I would notice that it says a willingness to intervene. Doesn't mean you have to intervene everywhere. It doesn't mean there haven't been ill-advised interventions, but a willingness to intervene, which implies defense treaties, commitments to allies, forward basing of troops, probably, all the characteristics of the post-1945 post-war order.
What neocons are so concerned about is what China just did. Beijing just released a new map of the territorial waters and the territory that it claims to own. This new line of territorial land and waters could be seen as the natural response to being surrounded by U.S. military bases and being sanctioned into a recession, a big chess move by China. The U.S., though, is pissed about it, as you can imagine. We heard this week from the Pentagon, how can China possibly lay claim to waters that are fished by the Philippines? Neocons are pissed.
Beijing released a new map of the waters and territories it claims as its own. This document, dubbed the -10 line, is the most aggressive one yet. As in previous such exercises, China says most of the South China Sea, a critical international waterway, belongs to it. It's not just maps that are worrisome here. China's overtly aggressive actions in this region continue. Freedom of the seas has been a core U.S. principle for over 200 years. China is challenging that fundamental part of our security foundation.
China pushing for war? Really? Meanwhile, some experts believe what the U.S. greenlit this week could bring us closer to war than ever before. The U.S. just announced a massive new military replicator drone program aimed...
Reading out of Ezekiel chapter 39 and verse 21, and it reads, "And I will set my glory among the heathen, and all the heathen shall see my judgment that I have executed, and my hand that I have laid upon them." Giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Power of Israel, Yahweh, Bashima Mashiach Yahweh Shai, Ruha Rukakudash. Double honors to the mighty men, the elders, and the apostles in the communities, waking up the lost sheep, the house of Israel in these last days. Peace and blessings to everyone doing this truth and humbleness, sincerity. Again, I'm going to say Shalom. This will be a part 2 to the video I recently posted. Okay, and like yesterday, while the American sheepfold's comfortable, you can see this final war is just being set up. And if you don't keep the commandments, you're gonna get caught in the judgment. Okay, the elite is setting the stage for another war, except, as I brought out in a recent video, okay, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai and the host of heaven, okay, they're gonna be a sudden prize to the elite and the wicked that's running this earth in total darkness, right? We're gonna get some scriptures, and I won't keep y'all too long. I just wanted to do a part 2, okay, to, be a watchman and, let the Israelite community see that, something real serious is quietly overloading, while most of the American citizens are just sleep They actually believe they're safe. Okay. Let's read. We're going to start with verse. Excuse me. Let's read Zephaniah 3 and 6. Salakia. My fault. Zephaniah 3 and 6, and it reads, I have cut off the nations. Their towers are desolate. I made their streets waste, that none passeth by. Their cities are destroyed, so that there is no man, that there is none inhabitant. Okay, that's more so future prophecy. I mean, we are seeing pieces of that play out with the whole Ukrainian conflict. Okay, and all that bloodshed with that conflict. Okay, so the Lord's going to keep bringing a judgment, and that's a common conflict that comes up because, you know, you have Israel jammed in there. Okay, so the Lord is going to continue to just bring this judgment until that great one plays out. Let's read on. Let's read. Give me a minute. Let's read Isaiah 13:7-9. It reads, Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt, and they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrow shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth, that shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. And behold, the day of the Lord cometh cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. Okay, and that's going into that judgment that's really going to play out. Okay, you hear the build up, and we've been hearing the build up with China for quite some time. The whole China, South China Sea, that stuff's not new, but it's really serious right now, because with the Russian-Ukraine saga, they deployed that Sarmat, and that's just something a lot of us got to think about. Why is that Sarmat out there? And again, it's not there to shoot Ukraine. Okay, Vlad's not going to bomb himself. You got to wonder if that thing's going to come this way now or later, but it's out there. It's just something to think about. This is a good time to be in the commandments, in the faith, fasting, okay, praying, brothers being made sacrifice on the corners, doing the work, brothers giving exhortation like myself. You just got to be on fire for the Most High right now, because if you fall out in this time we're in, you could be judged and destroyed. Okay. Let's go to let's read 2nd Ezra's. Give me a minute. That's not what I want. Actually, I want the classic. I want 1 Thessalonians 5:3. Okay. The old classic. 1 Thessalonians 5:3, and it reads, For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Because this judgment day coming, family, is coming. It's a build up. Okay, this build up, it's going to continue, but eventually this judgment day, it's gonna play out. If you're new to this truth, keep the commandments to the best of your ability while this thing continues to build up. Okay, keep these commandments. Okay, Israel, love your fellow brother and sister in the truth. It's a general disclaimer. It's just not a good time to have beef with other camps, brothers and sisters, while this buildup is only intensifying. Okay, I'm still seeing that. That's general, but brothers got to put beefs on the side and love your brother. And if you can't do that, the Most High is going to destroy you. Right? Let's get a couple of more. Let's cut Christianity, because this was going to happen to these heathens once once Hamashiach Yahushai and the 12 tribes take over this world in righteousness. This is going to happen to the heathens. Joel 3:16 and 17. It reads, "The Lord also shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem. And the heavens and the earth shall shake, but the Lord will be the hope of his people." No, all people. His people, and the strength of the children of Israel. So shall you know that I am the Lord your God, dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain. Then shall Jerusalem be holy, and there shall no strangers pass through her anymore. So that's going to be the end of the wicked running this earth. Okay, and we see that condition post, 1948 to now. We see how that condition's going. A complete failure and a ton of lies. That's all being revealed. Why this judgment, okay? Why this judgment sets up, okay? Excuse me. This judgment's going to continue to build up, and the Lord, okay, I'm gonna wear this record out. The Lord's he's gonna just continue to build this thing up until it's go time. All right. Let's read Micah 7:16 and 17. It says, "The nations shall see and be confounded at all their might. They shall lay their hand upon their mouth. Their ears shall be deaf. They shall lick the dust like serpents. They shall move out of their holes like worms of the earth. They shall be afraid of the Lord our God and shall fear because of thee." This is when Yahushai and the 12 tribes take this world back. All praises. That's what we should be praying for. This glorious time when the righteous take this world back. Roughly paraphrasing, it says when the righteous in power, the people rejoice, but when the wicked rule, the people mourn. And right now, the entire damn earth is mourning under these wicked elites' rule. But that's not going to last. And we seen it. You heard it, this audio. Okay, this will be a part 2 to the recent video I posted. This war is going to play out. And the great judgment will follow. Okay? Let's get the classic in 2nd Ezra 15, 12, and 13. And it reads, "Egypt shall mourn." It says, "Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that God shall bring upon it. That till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fall through the blasting in hell, and with a fearful constellation." Destruction. Okay, it's going into that destruction. We seen it on a small scale. We really ain't seen the Most High turn this thing up full throttle. Okay. That's why it's urgent for Israel to be humble and sincere in His truth and just do the work. Okay, like my elders say, man, find your place in His truth and just do the work before the clock run out on America and this place get turned to just, how you say, this place gonna burn away in hellfire, man. You don't want to get caught in that. I'm going to always give that warning. So just do right by thus said the Lord and pray you get in on the right hand side. Okay? See if there's any more before I end it. See if there's any more before I end this video. One minute. We're going to end it here. But this should be our prayer to see the fall of the wicked and these wicked elites in power. Okay. Isaiah 24, 21 and 22. It reads, "And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the hosts of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth," dealing with these elites, "and they shall be gathered together as prisoners." That's your Revelations 13 and 10. Okay, let me read on. "As prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall be shut up in the prison, after many days shall they be visited." Okay. Yeah, when you go into, Revelation, I believe that's 13 and 10, roughly paraphrasing, "He that lead in the captivity shall go into captivity. He that killed with the sword must be killed with the sword." So for all the generations and killing they've done to the Israelites, it's going to be their turn. And Obadiah, chiefly 1 and 18, when they're done doing their due diligence, rebuilding up Zion, okay, Ku Klux Klanman, ADL, SPLC, Canary Mission, FOCAB Malone, they all gonna be extinct. That wicked seed line will be no more. Okay, let's read that again. Isaiah 24, 21 through 22. It reads, "And it shall come to pass in that day, the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth, and they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall be shut up in the prison, and after many days shall they be visited." Okay. We're going to end it there. Want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Power of Israel, Yahweh, Ba'ashima Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the mighty men, the elders, and the apostles in the community, waking up the lost sheep, the house of Israel in these last days. Peace and blessings to everyone doing this truth and humbleness, sincerity. Israel, I love y'all. We got next. Shalom.